All right, get ready for some serious life advice.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into 40 brutal truths from entrepreneur Dan Martell.
Ooh, brutal truth.
Stuff he wishes he knew when he was in his 20s.
Hmm.
And we're going to find out if they're actually relevant for all of us, no matter what age.
Right.
So this comes from his YouTube video. It's actually called 40 Brutal Truths I Wish I Knew in My 20s.
Oh, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's good, right? Yeah.
And it's on his channel, Dan Martell.
It is, yeah. So we're going to be pulling out some of those key themes.
Okay.
Like mindset, habits, relationships.
Yeah, those are big ones.
The big ones, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And giving you some actual takeaways
Love that.
so you can actually use this stuff.
Yeah, because what I find is there's so much like fluffy advice out there.
Yeah.
But this is like, he really gets real about what it takes
Right.
to like build a successful life.
Absolutely. No sugarcoating.
No.
It's like the stuff they don't teach you in school.
Exactly. And they should.
They should, yeah. Okay, so let's start with this whole mindset thing.
All right.
Because the first thing he says is, don't become good at something you hate.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And you think, well, yeah, obvious, right?
It is obvious.
But then you think, how many people are actually out there
Right.
spending years and years and years
Mastering a skill they hate.
mastering a skill
Yeah.
that they absolutely despise?
Yeah, like they're forcing themselves to do
They're
it.
forcing themselves to do it every day.
Oh.
And then he goes on to say, okay, so focus on your strengths instead.
Right, like what are you actually good at?
Yes.
And not only good at, what do you enjoy doing?
What do you enjoy doing? Because, and I think so many people get into this trap of,
Oh, yeah.
well, I should do this because it's the right thing.
Right, or it's what's expected of me.
Exactly. Or, you know, this is the path. I got to follow the path.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not your path.
Exactly.
And the thing that really blew my mind
Okay.
is when he said, and outsource your weaknesses. I was like, wait, what?
You can do that?
You can, I know. I can pay someone else to do the things that I'm terrible at.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Like game changer, right?
It changes everything.
And this goes back to like so much time and energy is wasted
Oh yeah.
on those tasks that we're just not suited for.
I know. It's like
Yeah.
it's like we're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Yes, and so what if we could just free up all that?
Yeah. What would you do?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I immediately think of all the admin tasks.
Oh, that.
Just pile up.
Yeah.
Like I would outsource all of that.
And then what would you have time for?
Oh my gosh, I would be like a creative writing machine.
Yeah.
Like I'd have so much more energy.
See, that's the thing.
I know.
It frees up
Yeah.
all this energy that you can then put towards like
Yeah.
your actual strengths.
I know.
Yeah. So,
I'm sure our listeners are feeling that too.
100%. Yeah. Like
So many people.
how many people? Yeah.
So then he talks about this, the power of routines.
Okay.
And this one was kind of like, when I first heard him talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that sounds so boring.
Yeah.
He's like, go to bed
Same time every night.
at the exact same time,
Wake up.
every single night.
Same time every day.
I'm like, who does that?
Well, a lot of successful people actually swear by it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe there's something to it.
I mean, think about it.
Okay.
How often do we sacrifice sleep?
Oh, all the time.
Especially when we're stressed.
When we're stressed or we're trying to meet a deadline,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh, we'll just pull an all-nighter.
Yeah, it's almost like a badge of honor, right?
It is a badge of honor. It's
Guys,
like,
I'm so busy and important. I don't have time to sleep.
Right.
Like,
but
Right.
what if we're actually sabotaging ourselves
yeah, that's the question.
in the long run?
There's actually
Yeah.
a lot of research that shows consistent sleep is crucial for everything.
It's everything.
Like how our brains work,
Yeah?
how we handle our emotions,
Oh, okay.
even our physical health.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So all those all-nighters,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not such a good idea.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
But Martell, he frames it in a way
Mm.
that I find really interesting.
Yeah.
He says, you got to treat your body like $1 million thoroughbred horse,
What?
not a beat up car.
Okay, hold on.
I know, right?
$1 million thoroughbred horse.
Mm-hmm.
I love that analogy. It's like,
It's vivid, right?
it's so vivid. Like, you wouldn't neglect a racehorse.
No.
You would give it, like,
The best food,
the best food,
the best training,
the best training
the best care possible.
to make sure that it performs at its peak.
Yeah.
So why do we treat our own bodies
Right.
with so much less respect?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes you think.
It really does.
Yeah, and he's not even just talking about physical health here.
Yeah.
I was-
He's talking about like mental health, emotional well-being,
Okay.
like taking care of ourselves, setting boundaries,
Right.
cultivating a positive mindset.
That's a whole other episode right there.
I know, right?
I know. Okay, so then he gets into these habits.
Okay.
And what I appreciate about what he says is it's not like adding more stuff to our already busy lives.
It's more like cleaning up.
It's like decluttering.
Yeah, he actually calls it friendventory.
Friendventory, yeah.
Have you heard of that before?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, think about it.
Okay.
Who are you surrounding yourself with?
Okay.
Are they people who lift you up?
Yeah.
Who support your growth?
Or are they like energy vampires?
Energy vampires, exactly.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, they just, like, suck the life out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Martell he's really challenging us here,
Okay.
to be honest with ourselves,
About
about the company we keep.
Yeah, and I think for some people that's really hard. It can be.
To actually
Yeah.
sit down and think, okay,
Yeah.
who are the people that I actually...
Like, who are you excited to see?
Yes,
Who are
exactly.
you like, oh no?
Yes, not them again.
And then who are the people that you feel good after spending time with them?
Exactly.
And who are the people you feel drained
Yeah.
and negative?
Yeah, it's not about being judgmental, though.
No.
It's about being mindful
Yeah.
of, like,
Of the energy.
the energy that you're allowing into your space.
Into your space. And sometimes it's like letting go of relationships that don't serve you anymore.
Sometimes that's actually the most loving thing you can do.
Really?
Yeah, both for yourself and for the other person.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Because it creates space for new connections.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I think a lot of people struggle with that though.
Yeah, especially
Especially if they feel obligated or guilty, like they have to maintain certain relationships. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah,
But you know, he also talks about how you can't pour from an empty cup.
that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we're constantly giving energy to people who drain us,
Yeah.
we're not going to have anything left.
For ourselves.
Or, well, yeah,
for ourselves.
people that we...
For the people that really matter.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's where, like, boundaries come in, right?
But boundaries, yeah, so important.
Because it's not about being selfish.
You know.
It's about protecting your time and energy.
Easy
so
to
you can
it's not to
actually
show up.
as your best self.
Okay. And he actually says no is a complete sentence.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I know.
It's simple but powerful.
Right.
Big-
You don't have to over-explain.
No.
You don't have to justify.
Nope.
You can just say no.
Yeah, have you tried that?
Oh my gosh. I used to be so terrible at saying no.
Really?
I was like a yes person to everyone and everything.
Oh, wow.
And it was exhausting.
Yeah.
But learning to say no,
Mm-hmm.
game changer.
It's a superpower, right?
It is. It is. And then he talks about accepting people's chosen realities.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And that's hard, right?
It can be.
Especially if you're someone who likes to, help people.
Yeah, like you want to fix things.
You want to fix things, exactly.
Yeah.
But he's saying you can't control
Right, you can't control other people.
other people's thoughts, beliefs, actions.
You only control your own responses.
And that's so hard
It is hard.
to actually wrap your head around.
Yeah.
Especially when you see people making choices
Yeah, that you don't agree with.
that you wouldn't make.
Yeah.
You're just like, no, don't do that.
Right, but they're on their own journey.
Right. They're on their own journey.
And we have to respect that,
Even if we don't understand it.
even if we don't understand it.
Okay, I got to work on that one.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's a practice.
it is. And then he says something so interesting about humility.
Okay, what's that?
He says, humility isn't about thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less.
What do you make of that?
Well, when I think of humility, I think of being self-effacing
Yeah.
or like downplaying your accomplishments.
Right, like you're not trying to brag.
Not trying to brag.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is,
It's more about shifting your focus from like self-centeredness to a more outward perspective.
so it's not about being small.
No.
It's about being big-hearted
Big-hearted, yeah, focusing
and
on
serving others.
serving others.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we actually do that?
Well, it's about like taking the focus off ego
Okay.
and self-promotion and putting it on something more meaningful,
Okay, so like contributing to the world. Contributing to the world.
making a positive impact.
Making a positive impact.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And then he talks about this idea of walking through the wrong door.
Ooh, that sounds scary.
It does sound scary.
What does he mean by that?
He's talking about having the courage
Okay.
to leave situations that no longer serve us.
Oh, so it's like,
Even when it's scary.
yeah,
Yeah.
like sometimes we cling to things
Oh, yeah.
out of fear.
Out of fear, familiarity,
Yeah, or obligation.
or obligation. Exactly.
like we know deep down
But
that
the-
it's time to move on.
It's time, yeah.
But it's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is, like, clinging to something out of fear
Yeah.
is just going to keep you stuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to
Take that leap
take a leap of faith.
and trust that
Something better
something better is on the other side.
is waiting for us.
Okay? And that takes a lot of courage.
It does. It does.
And he has some interesting things to say about fear.
Oh, I'm listening.
He actually calls fear a bad advisor.
A bad advisor.
Yeah. So, like,
What do you think he means by that?
when we let fear dictate our choices,
Hmm.
we end up making decisions
Yeah.
that keep us small and safe,
Oh, so we're playing it safe.
playing it safe.
You're not taking any risks.
Not taking risks.
Yeah.
We're missing out
On opportunities.
on opportunities for growth.
Yeah, because we're too scared
We're too scared. Yeah.
to step outside of that comfort zone.
Yeah, it's like that saying,
What's that?
everything you want is on the other side of fear.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know, right?
Yeah. But it's not about being reckless either.
No, it's not about being reckless.
Or ignoring your intuition.
Right, it's about acknowledging our fears,
Hmm.
but then choosing to act anyway,
In spite of them.
in spite of them.
Yeah, it's about trusting that
That we have the strength,
that inner strength,
the resilience.
the resilience to handle whatever comes our way.
So it's not about becoming fearless.
No, it's about learning to dance with fear.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and not letting it control us.
Yeah. So how do we do that?
Well, he says, reframe your past challenges as sources of strength.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
Yeah.
He's saying nothing you've gone through
Hmm.
has made you weaker.
Ooh.
Your struggles have made you stronger.
So it's like turning those wounds into wisdom.
Yes, exactly. And it's so easy to get caught up in our past traumas
Yeah.
and feel like a victim.
But he's saying flip the script.
Flip it the script.
See yourself as a warrior who's
Warrior.
battled through adversity.
And come out stronger on the other side.
Yeah, so powerful.
Right. It is. So what difficult experiences have
Yeah.
shaped you into the person you are today?
Ooh, good question.
I know, right?
I'm gonna have to think about that
Me
one.
too.
Yeah.
But and what lessons did you learn from those challenges?
Mm,
Like, how did they help you grow and evolve?
powerful question.
I know.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
We've just started.
We've just started. Yeah.
And I can't wait to dive deeper in
Yeah.
our next segment.
This is good stuff.
It is good stuff.
Yeah. Welcome back. I'm excited to keep going with these brutal truths.
Me too. And you know, it's funny.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff seems to come back to
What?
this idea of taking responsibility.
Oh, yeah, like owning your choices.
Yeah, like we actually have the power
Mm-hmm.
to create our own reality.
Right, and he's not letting us off the hook.
No sugarcoating here.
He's like, you're in charge.
Yeah, it's like radical responsibility.
I like that radical responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like, no more excuses.
No more excuses.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means
Sometimes that means,
letting go
Oh.
of things that aren't working.
oh, yeah, like we talked about with the friend inventory.
Yeah, the friend inventory. But it can be even bigger than that.
Oh, okay. Like
Like a job,
oh, yeah.
a relationship, even a city.
Yeah, like where you live.
Yeah.
It's like you just know.
You know, deep down.
Deep down, something's not right.
Yeah, you're just not aligned.
It's aligned, yeah.
And it's, I've been there.
It's the worst.
It's that feeling of being stuck.
Yeah, but also terrified to make a change.
Terrified, because it's easier to just stay,
Stay in the comfort zone.
even when it's not comfortable anymore.
I know. It's crazy, right?
It is. And he says, don't wait for a sign.
What do you mean?
He says, searching for a sign
Uh-huh.
is often a sign itself.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do we put off a decision
Oh, yeah.
because we're waiting for, like,
yeah.
a sign from the universe? Oh, I'll know it's the right time when
When this happened.
this happened, when I
see this.
yeah, or when I get this
Yeah.
amount of money, or
Yeah.
when I lose this weight, or when
Yeah, and meanwhile, we're just, like, stalling.
wasting time.
Yeah.
And he's saying sometimes the sign is the discomfort,
Oh, interesting.
like the misalignment
yeah.
is the guidance.
So we already have the answer.
We do.
We just got to listen. Okay, I like that.
So trust your gut
Yeah.
and take action,
Even when it's scary,
even when it's scary.
which is, like, all the time.
All the time, right?
Right.
Okay, and then he says this, nothing you've gone through has made you weaker.
Ooh. That one gets me every time.
Right.
It's so easy to, like,
Dwell on the past.
Dwell on the past.
Feel sorry for ourselves.
Yeah, and feel like we're broken somehow.
Yeah, but he's saying, nope, it's actually
It's made you stronger.
made you strong.
All those challenges.
All those challenges.
They've shaped you.
They've shaped you, yeah.
They've molded you.
Into the person you are today.
And they've equipped you.
To face future challenges.
Yeah. With more resilience.
With more resilience.
More wisdom.
And more wisdom, it's a beautiful reframe.
It is.
Instead of seeing ourselves as victims,
yeah,
we can choose to see ourselves as warriors.
Warriors, I like that.
Right.
Yeah, battle scars and all.
Battle scars and all.
We've been through the fire.
Yeah.
And we've come out stronger.
And then he says this.
What's that?
Everything wants you
Mm-hmm.
when you want nothing.
Wait, what?
I know, right?
That doesn't make sense.
I was confused too when I first heard it.
Yeah.
But I think what he means is
What does he mean?
when we're constantly chasing
Chasing what?
validation, approval, stuff,
Oh, stuff. Yeah.
we're coming from a place of lack.
Like, we need those things.
We need those things
Feel good about ourselves.
to feel complete.
Yeah.
But when we can actually cultivate that inner peace,
Inner peace. Yeah.
and self-acceptance,
Self-acceptance.
our energy shifts.
We're not so needy.
We're not so needy. Yeah.
Mm.
And then it's like,
What happens then?
that's when the magic happens.
Oh, okay.
He's saying, when you're actually content
Intent.
with who you are
Yeah.
and what you have,
Yeah.
that's when you become magnetic.
You attract abundance
Abundance.
effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Yeah, because you're not desperate.
Not desperate.
Yeah.
It's like that saying, what you seek is seeking you.
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's coming back to you.
It's coming back to you.
Yeah.
And this ties into setting standards.
Standards, okay.
He's saying, teach people how to treat you.
Oh, interesting.
And it's not about being demanding
Oh.
or entitled.
No.
It's about setting those boundaries
Those entries, yeah.
and expectations.
So people know.
Yeah, how you want to be treated
Yeah, both in personal relationships and professional ones.
in all relationships.
Mhm.
It's about respecting yourself enough
To say no.
to say no to the things that drain you.
Yeah, or don't align with your values.
Your values, yeah.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of what he said about
Well, it's
hitting advice.
Oh, yeah, he's very specific about that.
Very specific, he says.
He says what?
Get advice from people
Yeah.
who have what you want.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems so simple. But how many times are we actually out there
Yeah.
taking advice from people
Who haven't actually done it.
who haven't actually done it?
Yeah, they're just talking the talk.
They're talking the talk, they don't walk the walk.
Yeah, it's like asking someone who's never run a marathon
Yeah.
for advice on how to train for one.
Exactly.
They might have some ideas.
They might, yeah.
But they don't have that lived experience.
They don't have that lived experience.
Yeah.
So he's saying, find those mentors.
The mentors, the guys.
Yeah, the people who have actually done it.
Yeah.
And learn from them.
Learn from their mistakes.
Their mistakes and their successes.
Their successes, yeah.
And sometimes that means
Sometimes that means what?
investing in ourselves.
Investing, yeah.
Like paying for coaching,
Or mentorship.
mentorships,
Joining a mastermind.
attending workshops.
Yeah, like putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's about being proactive
Proactive. Yeah.
and taking ownership
Yeah. Ownership of our development.
of our development. And that brings us to
What?
the power of continuous growth
Ooh, I love that.
and learning.
Learning. Yeah.
He's saying, become addicted to growth.
Addicted. Wow.
I know, right?
That's a strong word.
It is. But he's saying, like,
Yeah.
constantly seek out
Just wow.
new knowledge skills. Experiences. Yeah, like never stop learning.
Never stop learning, he calls it.
What's he?
An expansion of being.
Expansion of being. I like that.
It's beautiful, and it reminds me of this
Right.
Japanese concept called kaizen.
Kaizen. What's that?
It's the idea of
Yeah.
small,
That's-
incremental improvement
improvements. Yeah.
over time.
Over time.
So it's not about making these huge, drastic changes.
No, it's about consistency.
Consistency, small steps.
Small steps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he talks about this with reading too.
Oh, reading. Okay.
He says, move beyond passive reading
Okay.
and start actively studying
Actively studying the book.
the books. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm guilty of this too.
Of what?
Like skimming,
Skimming, yeah.
speed reading.
Yeah.
But he's saying, like,
Slow down.
slow down.
Engage with the material.
Yeah, like really engage,
Take notes.
take notes, highlight,
Highlight.
reflect.
Yeah, don't just consume the information.
Right.
Integrate it.
Integrate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says something else that's really important.
Okay, what's that?
He says, assume positive intent
Assume positive intent.
And that's huge.
That is huge.
Especially when we're dealing with people.
Yeah, it's so easy to
jump to conclusions. Assume the worst.
Yeah, especially when we're stressed.
Or triggered.
Triggered.
But he's saying, hey,
yeah,
you don't know the whole story.
you don't know what's going on.
Maybe they're having a bad day.
Maybe they're going through something.
Or maybe they're just clueless.
Maybe they're just clueless. Yeah.
Yeah. And even if their actions were intentional,
Mm-hmm.
choosing to assume positive intent
Yeah.
allows us to avoid that negativity.
Yeah. It keeps our own energy clear.
Yeah, it's about choosing kindness
Kindness over judgment.
over judgment.
Giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Recognizing we all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes. We all deserve compassion.
Compassion, yeah.
And this makes me think of that classic
What's that?
airplane analogy.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
Put your own oxygen mask on first
Before helping others.
before helping others.
Yeah.
And he uses this to emphasize
Emphasize what?
the importance of prioritizing our own well-being.
Oh, self-care.
Self-care, yeah.
Yeah. We can't pour from an empty cup.
That's right. You can't effectively help others
Yeah.
if you're depleted
If you're depleted.
and neglecting your own needs.
Your needs, yeah.
So it's not selfish.
No, it's essential for
Yes.
everyone. And
Yeah.
it goes back to
It goes back to what?
everything we've been talking about.
Oh, it's all connected.
It's all connected, taking responsibility,
Yeah.
setting boundaries,
Boundary.
cultivating that positive mindset,
Positive mindset.
making time for self-care. It's all part of the same tapestry.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It is, and we're not done yet.
I know there's still more.
We've got more brutal truths to uncover
More brutal truths.
in our next segment.
Okay, I can't wait. Okay, we're back and ready for the final part.
The final stretch of our deep dive into Dan Martell's 40 Brutal Truths.
It's been a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've covered so much.
So much. I feel like we're just getting started, though.
I know, right?
There's so many more, like, little nuggets of wisdom in here.
Well, let's not waste any time, then let's jump in.
Okay, let's do it.
So, one of the things that really stood out to me in this last section is this idea of alignment.
Alignment.
He's talking about aligning our calendars with our priorities.
Oh, making time for what matters.
Making time for what matters. Exactly.
Ooh, that's something I'm working on.
Really?
Yeah, it's so easy to just get swept up
In the day-to-day.
in the day-to-day, yeah, and let our schedules just, like, run our lives.
Instead of us running our schedules.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like we're on autopilot.
Yeah, we're just reactive
Them down.
meeting,
Okay.
and then we're like, wait, where did the time go?
Exactly. And he's saying be intentional
Be intentional
about how you spend your
about
time.
how you spend your time.
He actually suggests
At that.
scheduling time for loved ones,
Oh, interesting.
like you would a business meeting.
Okay, that sounds a little formal, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about being rigid.
No.
It's about recognizing that our relationships
Mhm.
are just as important.
As our work commitments.
Yeah. If we don't make time for the people we care about,
Yeah,
those relationships are going to suffer.
they are, and it's about walking the walk, right?
Walking the walk, yeah.
Not just talking the talk.
Exactly. Like if you say your family is your top priority,
Yeah,
but then you're constantly working late,
or checking your phone at dinner.
yeah, your actions are speaking louder than words.
That's so true.
And this actually ties into another truth he shares.
Okay.
He says, life is a mirror, not a window.
Ooh, I like that.
Right?
What do you think he means by that?
I think he's saying that our external world
Right.
is a reflection of our internal world.
So if we're constantly feeling stressed,
Overwhelmed,
dissatisfied,
it's a sign that we need to look inward.
so instead of blaming our circumstances
Or other people,
or other people,
we got to take a look in the mirror
take a look in the mirror.
and ask ourselves, what am I doing
What am I doing to contribute?
to this situation?
It's about taking ownership
Ownership, yeah.
of our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions
And recognizing that we have the power
to create.
to create the life we want.
This reminds me of another one of his truths. Take as much responsibility as you can.
Yeah, he's really pushing us to step up.
Step up, yeah.
Embrace those challenges
As opportunities,
for growth.
be proactive.
Seek ways to contribute
Yeah, build those valuable skills and relationships.
by taking initiative.
So it's not just about like sitting back and letting life happen to you,
No, it's about creating it.
creating it,
Yeah.
designing it. And he talks about authenticity.
Well, authenticity, oh yeah.
He says, shine brightly.
Even if it makes others uncomfortable.
Now that can be scary
It can.
because not everyone is going to understand.
Or appreciate our journey,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
It is. It's about being true to ourselves.
To ourselves.
To our
and
values.
To aspirations.
Regardless of what other people think.
And it's about finding your tribe.
Your tribe. The people who get you.
Yeah, the people who resonate with your energy.
Who celebrate your
And
uniqueness.
sometimes that means
Walking through the wrong door.
walking through the wrong door, leaving behind. Yeah, the
learned-
situations.
To no longer serve you.
And that takes courage,
It does.
but it's worth it
It is, because it frees you up
to be your true self.
to be your true self.
And that brings us to another important truth.
What's that?
It's never too late to change.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. Yeah, it gives me hope.
It gives me hope, too. It's like,
No matter what's happened in the past,
yeah,
you can always choose a different path.
always.
It's never too late.
And the change doesn't have to be drastic.
No, it can be small steps.
Small steps, yeah.
Incremental changes.
Kaizen.
Kaizen, exactly.
And then he says, think in terms of decades, not days,
Decades, not days. Wow.
when you're pursuing your goals.
So it's like playing the long game.
the long game, yeah, having that marathon mindset.
Marathon mindset.
Recognizing that true success takes time,
Time.
effort, dedication.
So be patient.
Be patient.
Trust the process.
Trust the process, even when you don't see the results right away.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
And then he leaves us with this one.
Okay.
Make your life so interesting,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to escape into your phone.
Ooh, that's a good one for today's world.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to get sucked in
To that digital world.
to the digital world, yeah.
We're constantly numbing ourselves
With distractions.
with distraction.
Yeah, instead of really living
Engaging with the real world.
the real world
So he's challenging us.
to create a life
That's so fulfilling.
that we don't need to escape.
That's so good.
Right.
It's about those genuine connections.
Yeah, pursuing your passions
Creating experiences that light you up.
that light you up from the inside out.
Yeah, being present in the moment.
Appreciating the beauty
The beauty, the wonder.
that's all around us.
Wow, what a journey.
I know, so many powerful truths.
So many insights.
I feel like we could talk about this for hours.
I know, me too, but we gotta wrap it up.
I guess we do.
I feel like I have a whole new toolkit now.
Me too, like a whole new perspective.
Yeah, for navigating life and creating a better future.
And I hope our listeners feel the same way.
I hope so too, remember?
Yeah.
It's not about trying to do all 40 things at once.
You know, start small.
Start small
Pick one or two that resonate.
and take action.
Consistent action over time.
Creates those amazing transformations.
Exactly.
And don't forget to share these truths with someone who needs to hear them.
Yeah, spread the wisdom.
Spread the wisdom. We could all use a little bit of that.
We could.
So that's it for this deep dive.
Until next time.
Keep learning, keep growing.
And keep shining bright.